Hey everybody, this is Brian Anderson and Val Duvall. We are here along with our friend ni00ck00limek, and Nick is going to help lead the call today for the masterclass. This is the first call. We originally promised you 4 calls and decided to do 6. So don't feel obligated to come to all 6, but we're going to do 6 training calls. This one today will be led by our friend here, Nick, and Nick's going to kind of do a 101. And we're going to start from the ground up and try to make sure that we level the playing field so that everybody has a base level of knowledge.
Hello, guys. Hopefully I sound better today.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we do an audio check? Val and Nick. Val, are you here?
I'm here. Hi, everybody.
All right. Hello. Let's see. Yeah, I know, Michael, man. My head is killing me. Talking too much. Michelle. Okay, good. JB's. I love it. No echo. Jim, thank you. That's excellent to hear. Hey, Norm, yeah, excellent. All right, guys, excellent. This is what we wanted to have happen. This will be recorded. It will go in the members area, in the master class area. So everybody on this call should be good to go. So Val, I say we turn it over to Nick. You want any intros you feel like you want to do, or you want to start it right with Nick?
I say get it to him.
Yeah, let's get down and dirty. Nick, it's all you, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, what I wanted to do is I think we are getting ahead of ourselves in a lot of times with proxies and with getting too advanced. Where in most cases, if you're placing ads within your area, within 100, 200 miles of your house, you don't need all that. So what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to start from scratch and show you guys what's the easiest way to set up accounts and then post ads, and then kind of go forward as we master the basic things. So what I have is I have on my screen, I'm not sure if we can see it. I think we can. I actually buy email addresses that are already verified, and I will share with you where you can buy them anyway. They're available on email. On eBay, I'm sorry. You can buy 1,000 email addresses for about $20, and those email addresses are Outlook. And but you can create your own. I need 1,000 because that's how many I need, but you don't need it. You can just go to Outlook and create your email address. Let's see. Let's use this one here. Now, a lot of times if you post ads within your area and your proxy is close enough, Craigslist won't ask you to verify the account. If you post 2 or less posts, they will not ask you to verify the account. So you don't even need the phone number for verification because your proxy is so close to where you're posting. You see this one here, I have apparently it's been used, but it doesn't matter. You go to Craigslist account and you sign up for an account. You put an email address that you previously created. Let me try to find one that I haven't used. So this one doesn't look familiar. I have close to 1,500 accounts, so sometimes just I get overwhelmed a little bit. See, this is the email that I received by putting the email address for signing for an account. This is the email that I received for Craigslist. And now password. I usually try to keep the password for the email and for Craigslist the same, because if you try to changing it, it's just so hard to keep everything organized. Now we have an account. Now we have an account for Craigslist. We have password set up. And when we go to an account, and I'm not using any proxies. I'm in Atlanta. I use my regular proxy at home. I haven't changed anything. I accept everything that they're asking me to accept. And now we have our account, and we can start posting. Craigslist will let you post 2 ads in a service section or skilled trade section. They will allow you to post 2 ads in the first 2 to 3 ads in the first 48 hours. After that, you can, well, here, let me try to post this. After 48 hours, you can go ahead and try to post more. Let me change it to Atlanta. It is important that when you post your ads on Craigslist, don't do it too fast, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a warning saying you are posting too fast and you're not allowed to post anymore. So you almost want to do 1 post every 5 minutes or so. I've had it happen to me many of times where I try to do it fast and they cut me off after 2 or 3 posts. So make sure that you take your time and you know, kind of allow 5 minutes between each post. And I have some accounts that are older now, but I have some accounts that I have 40 live posts. If it's done right, if it's done, you know, if you take your time, they will allow you to post a lot more posts. You just have to wait the first 48 hours. It's kind of the probationary period. Let's do the service. Let's do household services. City of Atlanta.
You spelled my name wrong.
Did I really?
First name.
Oh. I never said I could type.
Brain.
Hey, he did Briab. That was a new one for me. See, he was trying to make it a Polish Brian. That's what.
Is that it? Am I good?
That was good,
What
man.
am I missing here?
That's perfect. That works. Yep.
You know. And then we can add our photos. There are 2 ways to do this. We can either use the photos and do them where Craigslist asks you to put photos, but we can also do posts, and I guess we'll cover it on one of the calls, where we have our ad, and then on the bottom or on the front we use our photo bucket photos. Now those photos would go here as an HTML code, and those photos are kind of integrated in your whole post, rather than have them in where Craigslist asks you to put them in. Oh, we can put it in.
Yeah, Mona Jones, while Nick's doing this work, yeah, Nick is basically our outsourcer of choice that we work with, and we've made him available for everybody. The price varies by the market and the niche, but Nick, what's a range, you know, low end to high end that somebody would pay you depending on the market and the niche?
From $189 to, you know, $250.
Yeah, so Mona said 200. So Mona, you're right, 189 to 250.
And I know Mona is here in Atlanta, so.
She's South Carolina, Columbia.
Oh, okay.
Close enough.
Close enough. It's actually closer, probably closer for me to South Carolina than it is to Atlanta.
You know what, you guys, I'm going to let Nick go through this, and then we'll do your questions. So I'd rather let Nick kind of go through this, and then we'll take all the questions. So I see Rebecca and a few others. We'll ask all these in a few minutes.
Now, the very first time you will post the ad, it will send you back to your email address that you have set up earlier to activate it, to verify and activate it. So let me see if it's already here. You see it just came in. Now I want to activate this post. This will only happen on the very first one that you do. After you do this part, you won't even need the email anymore. And now the big question is, you see, now it asked me to verify it with a phone number, which means that it didn't pick up my proxy. My proxy in Beaufort, I live about 20 miles north of Atlanta. It's not close enough to where it will allow me to post without verification. If I was 20 miles closer to Atlanta, I probably wouldn't have that screen. It would probably just redirect me to a screen that said that your post has been posted. Now, since I'm not in Atlanta, it asked me to verify it by a phone number, and I have purchased some phone numbers yesterday. So you just basically put the phone number, and I don't want to do it now because my phone will start going off, but you basically put the phone number here and it verifies the account. You only have to do it once every 6 months. So once you set it up, you don't have to do it again for another 6 months. And like I said, you only have to do it once with the first post. On the first day, they would let you do 2 or 3 posts, just depending on what section you post them in. After that, you can repost the ads. You can add more posts to it. Just like I said, make sure that you do it slowly so you won't get blocked. And you should be able to do easily 7 to 10 posts per each account that you do. And again, if you post within even 200 miles of your house, you don't need to buy proxies. You don't need to invest any more money than it's necessary. You should be fine with that. You know, if you go out of state or something like that, then yes, then that's when the heavy lifting is required, and then you need to get into buying proxies or buying the extra equipment. But a lot of you will, I know from emails that a lot of you are just planning to advertise locally, and when you do that, you don't need anything else, and you can get away with having 3 different accounts with Craigslist on your own IP address. I don't think that you will have any problems having 3 or 4 different accounts and using your own IP address. Brian?
I'm here, Nick. Go ahead, sorry.
Any questions that maybe I can answer? Well,
yep. Let me, let's see. If you don't have audio, you can't hear me, but log out and log back in. Log out and back in, please, Joseph. And Nick, is this the call where we'll go through proxies, or you want to do that on a different call?
I would rather do it on a different call, because let's cover this so we all know how to do it from I would much rather go over this 4 more times than get into a proxy. I think it's just at some point we're just getting lost.
Oh, here's a good question, Nick. Sherry just asked, can we use the Twilio number?
That's a good question. I've never used that service. I actually buy my numbers. I tell them where I need them from. It is important that your verification numbers are reflecting the area that you're trying to post it. So, like right now, I opened this account for Atlanta, and I'm using a 770 area code number, which is Atlanta number. I never really used that Twilio, because with the amount of accounts that I open, I want to save as much time as possible. So I literally email the guy, give him the area codes that I need, and 2 hours later I have my numbers at $1.50 a piece. So it's much more easier for me to do it that way than to try to create it myself. I went ahead and verified that account, so my phone should be ringing him in a second if I put it.
Yep, and you know what? Real fast, Nick. Michelle just said, yes, you can use the Twilio number, Sherry. You can just forward it to your cell phone and then do the SMS verify. So, Nick, you just verified, I guess? Is that what you're doing? Yep. So Nick just did the verification.
Yes, I just verified. I'm sorry, Brian. I just verified the account. This is the screen that you will see when you're done, when you basically completed your post. And like I said, in some cases, if your proxy is close enough, you skip the whole verification process. This is the screen that you will get. And right now, Brian, you will start getting phone calls.
Thank you very little.
Let me take this post out before you really start getting phone calls.
Orange County
That's a divorce lawyer, so
yeah.
not bankruptcy lawyer. But yeah, so basically I can repeat this process without have to verify the phone number twice or 3 times, depending on the section, in the first 48 hours. Now let me do this. I'm gonna log into one of my accounts that I have. This is one of my old accounts, and this is the account that I use for Atlanta. See, I haven't used it in a while. I don't have many stuff here, but this is when good old days when when they would let me post Orlando and Pensacola. This is actually your brother's ads, I believe.
Yeah, some of them are. You're right.
This account's been open probably 2 years ago, and back then, you could pretty much do whatever you wanted. So, I just wanted to show you that after 48 hours on your post, you see this has been posted originally on the 4th, December 4th. It was renewed on December 26th last time. So it's way past the 48-hour period. You will have this as an option, and that's an option to renew the post. Now, in some cases, you might not see it because Craigslist is just not keeping up with it. So what you will do is you will delete your post and then repost it from there. When you do that, it counts as a fresh post. It will actually go on top of a Craigslist just like as if you would post it the first time.
Nick, let me recap for some people that I think came in late. You guys, so what Nick did is he created a Craigslist account with a new email and a new phone number. It was not a Twilio phone number. It was a number that, Nick, you buy these numbers in bulk, right?
Yes, I buy them. It just saves so much time than try to create it myself.
So you guys, you can use Twilio. Michelle verified. You can have them forwarded to your cell phone and do the SMS verify.
Perfect.
So if you want to buy from, from a bulk number place, you can do that as well. But the Twilio method works. So a few people asking that. So.
Okay. Now you see, I haven't used this account in a while, so it asked me to verify it again. But I'm not gonna do that. Just one of those accounts that I don't use anymore. I haven't used it since mid-December. So, let's see if I have. I know you use this one. This is one of those accounts where I can show you that you can. See, you can post after the probationary period. You see, these are all the active posts that I have right now on one account. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I guess I had a lot of questions can you post the same niche on the same Craigslist account? You can. The only trick to it is you have to change the post. You have to change the title. You have to change the way the post looks. And you can get away with that. So you shouldn't have any problems. You see this one here, this post here, and this post here is for the same service. And it's under the same Craigslist account, and it has the same phone number. And it's not flagged. It's been on this one here. It's been actually reposted already once, and nobody's flagging it. Nobody caught on with it yet. So see 2 posts on the same account with the same niche. You don't need, you don't need 2 accounts. You can get away with one and post a couple of posts for the same niche. You just have to make sure that the content and the title, which is the most important part, is different, and then you should be fine with it. Brian, anything else that I can add?
Yep, I'm looking right now. Let's see. Okay, George Rogers just asked, is the objective to build a portfolio of spun ads for each tracking number similar to what we did with the inventory syndication? So Nick, is your goal that you'll have 8 to 10, 15 different ads that you'll then renew on a regular basis for that client?
No, I try to keep it. I try not to have more than 3, and I'll tell you why. When people log in to Craigslist, I want them to kind of see that, oh, you know what? I've seen this guy for 6 months now. You know, he's not one of those fly-by-nights. They'll recognize the ad, and they'll give me a call. I don't want to have too many ads, different ads for one niche. I don't think it's the way to go. But that's me. You know, you can have a different opinion. I just know that, you know, we have been advertising a landscaping business in Orlando for close to a year now. And people tell us, you know, we've seen you on Craigslist for a long time. We know that, you know, you're one of those guys that are not, you know, that didn't open the door yesterday. So that's why we called you.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. And Mike Herrera just said, doing it this way doesn't require changing IP addresses. And he's asking a question, Nick.
That is correct. Now, as long as you advertise, like I said, within 100, 150 miles of your house, you know, and I know a lot of you, that would be the start for you. Instead of looking for a buyer for leads, you know, 500 miles, you know, that's the easiest way would be to find one in your backyard, you know, find somebody who would buy leads that is local, that, you know, will trust you, you can trust them, and then you can go home and open 3-4 Craigslist accounts without have to invest in proxies and everything else. And you know, the way I started is I had about 10 friends, and I think, Brian, I used you too to verify the phone numbers. I didn't even
I remember.
I would text you, hey, Brian, you know, there's going to be a code coming in from Craigslist, and you would text me back the code. So, you know, if you have friends that can help you with that, you don't even need the phone numbers, you know. And that's how I started. That's, you know, obviously now I need a little bit more help, but, you know, for somebody that has one or maybe two people that you're going to run ads for, and you're on the budget like I was, you know, that might be the way to go, you know. Grab your wife's phone or your mom's phone or, you know, your daughter's phone and your neighbor's phone and just, you know, try to see if they'll help you out.
So, Nick, a few questions. Jason Whitman asks, where and how did you get the email addresses, and what about the phone numbers? Is that something you're comfortable sharing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the easiest way to do is if you Google it. I mean, I can share you where I got them from, or you can just, you know, Google it, and that's probably the easiest way to find somebody that has good reviews that, you know, you feel good about sending $20 to and know that you're going to get something back. I pay $20 for 1,000 emails. And that's just, for me, that's perfect because it takes so much time to create them that, you know, I much rather buy them, and they're verified. The key is verified email addresses. You want to use emails like Outlook. You want to use emails like Yahoo. Those emails, they're easy to verify, and you don't have to jump through hoops. There some companies that will give you, you know, like inbox.com and stuff, and then you're logging in and you can't verify them. So make sure that you order email addresses that are, you know, I use Outlook or Yahoo. Those are the only two I use. And actually, these I bought them on eBay. Actually, I bought 1,000 of them were $20, and I bought them on eBay. So if you log into eBay and you put PVA email addresses or just email addresses, I'm sure you're gonna find them.
And what about the phone numbers? Same thing, Nick?
The phone numbers, I have a person that I work with that is here from Atlanta, and I had a good relationship with him. I can share that on the website.
Why don't you put it in the Facebook group in like the files section in the masterclass group?
Okay, perfect. I will do that.
Yeah, we'll put them in there so you guys don't have to worry about writing it down or anything.
And also, I'll put a couple more guys that have good reviews on the internet, so you can shop around and see who'll give you the best deal.
No, good stuff. Now here's a good question, and let's tell me where you wanted to go from here. Mike Johnson has this question. There's a lot of chatter, noise out there about IP addresses, proxies, ghosting, etc. And he goes on, I know you can't place 6 to 10 ads every day, no matter how close to home it is. I want to understand what this extra cost is.
You can post 6 or 10 ads a day. You know, like I said, if you do it smart, if you change the content of the ad, if you change the titles, you can do it.
And not for the same business, you're saying for multiple businesses.
You can do it for the same business.
Okay.
I mean, again, if you have 3 Craigslist accounts, and as you've seen on this account that I had 2 ads for the same business, if you have 3 more, that's 8 ads altogether for the same business. But just make sure that your ad looks different every time. Your title is different. So when somebody's scrolling through the ads, because guys, 80% of the ads that are being flagged on Craigslist are going through filters that Craigslist set up, and they're very simple. They're looking for duplicate ads. But another 20 is flagged by what they're called Craigslist Army. They have people that have nothing else to do, and you'll see on Craigslist a lot of times when it says that Craigslist is looking for help or for people that they can help them catch the ads. People go through city like Atlanta, go to skilled trade, and they're looking for duplicate ads. And those people have access to flag you instantly. And if they find that you have 6 ads and all of them have the same title, they will flag all of them. Not only they will flag all of them, they will shut down your accounts and you have to start all over. So that's why it's important. That's why the title is so important. Every time you post an ad, make sure that the title is different. As far as proxies, the cost, proxy only costs about $3 a month to rent. But a lot of those companies that rent proxies make you do it in 10 at a time. So now you have a cost of about $30 a month. Add the phone numbers to that and the email addresses, and you probably, and depending on how many you want to buy, but $100 to $200 out of pocket.
All right, let's see, Nick. So, all right, Mike, no elementary questions. I like this. So Mike said, do we make a separate Craigslist account for each client?
No.
Great question, Mike.
That's a good question. No, I wouldn't, because you want to use that account to post other posts. So let's say you have 3 clients. You can put each of the client posts on one account and then move on to another one, repeat that process.
Nick, Jason Whitman, Nick charges on a flat monthly fee when he's working with consultants or people like ourselves. If Nick's going direct, he does a per lead fee. Let's see. Norm V just said, for each new ad in this scenario, do we need a different phone number or can we use the same phone number?
You can use the same number. What I do usually is I do different numbers for image ads and different numbers for text ads, and evaluate at the end of the month what brought me more response, what gave me more leads, and I try to focus on that one.
All right, perfect. All right, so now speaking beyond Craigslist, same general process with the phone numbers and emails for Backpage or Kijiji?
No, Backpage is a little bit easier. Backpage lets you actually renew your ads. You can set up the renewal automatically, so you don't have to go around and create extra accounts. You can actually ask Backpage to renew your ads for you and pay them extra fee, and your ads will automatically be renewed. Not only that, you can post the same ad on Backpage and ask them to post it for you in 50 cities, and they will do that for you as well. So it's a little bit more user-friendly. I think Backpage is learning a lot from Craigslist and recognizing what people don't like and going after that niche. So it's a lot more user-friendly.
All right, let's see. What about in Canada? I know Rebecca had asked about Kijiji a second ago.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot of experience. I only had about 5 or 6 clients with that. And we actually, it was one of the guys that works for me that was posting on that, so I would have to do some research. I just don't want to misinform you. I haven't been on QGG in about a month, so I don't know if anything changed, any kind of fees are required now or anything like that, but I'll do some research and I'll post it in the group.
Okay, yeah, that's great. All right, I'm looking, Nick, for what else is being asked, and then we can kind of move on. Let's see. Here's someone who said, "Don't use Nick. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing." And then they write, "Laughing." No, they're writing, just saying, "Laughing my ass off," because they don't want anybody else to use you. So. Let's see.
I can give you a couple of names that I think might have said that.
And Ginger asked about whether or not text ads are generally better than image ads. I know we talked about that before. But.
You know, I like text ads better. I'll tell you why. My approach to Craigslist is a lot, I think it's mixed between Yellow Pages and Penny Saver. And I want the ads to look like I'm not the big company with huge overhead and will charge you a lot just to show up at your door. I want to be this hardworking guy that is just, that is honest, that is licensed, that has good reviews. But I didn't just pay the guy $200 to post the ads for me,
Right.
I don't want to come across as somebody that will overcharge you and you see 50 ads with the same title and that's the guy and I'm the biggest, I'm the baddest. I just want to be that guy that, will do the job, will save you money, is licensed, is drug tested, and that's good enough for me. I don't want to go overboard with, balloons and riding cars and stuff on my ads. I don't like that. I don't think it works.
Right.
All right, Nick.
Have you ever done auto loan postings?
No, I haven't done auto loan per se. I've done loans, and I have a client now that does loans for businesses and stuff. So I haven't done auto loans per se. No. I've done buy here, pay here lots where, they give you loan without any credit checks or anything.
All right, I'm looking. What about loan modification? Somebody's asking.
Yes, and I've done it, and we had a very good response to that.
Yeah, Neil, it's a very good niche.
I did it in Florida, and the guy asked me actually to shut it off because he couldn't handle all the phone calls. And that's a lead that is very expensive because I know it firsthand because he was a direct client of mine, so we didn't go to a third party. It costs about $1,500 for somebody to do loan modification, and those leads could go in upwards of $100.
Okay, so the words like free estimate and different trigger words that typically drive calls. George up in Massachusetts said, "Do you commonly use these?" He's concerned because not all clients may offer something like a free estimate.
Well, I mean, obviously, if the client, if the contractor doesn't offer it, you don't want to put it in the ad. The last thing you want to do is put something in the ad that would create a heat. And I think I've been fortunate with so many people I'm using my services because I know I could push the envelope a little bit harder, but I don't want to have one phone call that would say that I misrepresented the company. I much rather have 3 phone calls less than one phone call that would say, "Listen, Nick, don't put free estimates because we don't offer them." I want to find out on the beginning what is it that I can put, what is it that I can offer, and that's what I'm going to go with. And if that's not going to draw as many calls as somebody that does free estimates, then I think it's on the contractor's side maybe to change their ways they serve the customers, not on me.
Okay. All right, Nick, where do you want to take us from here, kind of in the initial walkthrough? I think we hit all the questions right now that relate to this at least.
Okay. We can do, well, I don't know. You know, I'm kind of new to that, so you're gonna have to guide me by the hand a little bit here, you know, and help me. I mean, I can show you anything you guys want. Um, I don't know if you want to see some more accounts with more ads posted or
You
some of the.
fluffy.
Oh yeah, thank you. This is what Nick is looking at all day long while he's posting your ads. Okay, it keeps me calm. Um, you know, why don't we do this? Why don't I show you some sites that can help you customize your ads? I think that while you're making your posts at home, this would come handy. Brian?
Yeah, I think, okay, so if our call, we want to focus on beginner stuff, so we've gone through creating an account, and Backpage is mindless, so is Kijiji. Craigslist is the only one that has a couple of gotchas, right?
I'm sorry, Craigslist is what?
You would say Craigslist is the most difficult of the three
Right.
sites to work with?
Right. I mean, if you can, if you can master Craigslist, you can master pretty much anything. What I can show you is I get a lot of emails asking me how do we do color or how we make the ads stand up a little bit, stand out. So I can show you how to create. It's very simple how to create different fonts and different colors on your posts if you guys want.
Yep, that sounds good. I think JB was saying yes, and that'd be great.
Okay, let's do a post then. Craigslist is using HTML code, which is very easy, and I was actually surprised to hear that a lot of guys had it in school. Two of the guys that worked for me have it in school, so there's just few comments basically you do. Let's see, let's do an ad. I have my cheat sheet here, so. If we want the letters to be, if we want the ad to be centered, all we do is tell them to be centered. This is basically the hardest part of writing an ad is how we want the ad to look. You can use different fonts. I think Craigslist recognizes about 10 different fonts, so don't get too creative because it might not recognize, but just your basic fonts, it will recognize it. This is the command how to create what color and what font you want in your ad. Now this is your sizing, and I usually use 5 or 4. I don't go bigger than that. And this is your color. And if you Google colors, just Google HTML color names, and these are all the colors that you can use for your ads. So let's see, let's use something. Let's use this one, 7FFF00. And let's see what we're gonna come up with. There you go. It worked. Wow. See, this is your font, this is your size, and the color that we picked from the chart. And you can write your whole ad like that, or if you want to do now breaks between the lines and do a double, and that will give you the break between the lines. So let's say you want to do let's see, let's change this one. I think I put the wrong color in.
So one thing you guys can do, Rebecca Happy just shared that if you don't know how to do the simple markup code that he's doing, you can actually go into WordPress, write the ad there, and then take the HTML code from WordPress.
Right, it will translate it for you.
Yep, and paste it directly into Craigslist. So don't feel like you have to be a rocket scientist.
And by any means, I'm not. So
No, no, no. You're doing a great job, man. I'm just saying. But if for people that are scared by what you're
The hard
doing,
way too. So right. I mean, you don't have to know all these things, but I guarantee you, you probably will. You know, if you write 10, 15 posts yourself, you will get to the point where you know how it works. So
you know what, Cassandra just asked. Nick charges not per ad, but he charges per client. So for people that want to work with Nick, and you guys, I mean, you can do all this yourself. Everybody on this call is more than capable of doing this for their clients. You just have to decide: do you want to focus your time on landing new clients and selling, or split time between doing this and try and then get back in the groove and selling more? It's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong answer. I just chose to outsource it because it's one of those tedious tasks that I knew I didn't want to do, and I knew somebody else that did it all day was going to be more efficient. So by no means.
find the guy that was efficient, so he called me.
Yeah, yeah, Dr. Keith, I used to use Unix. I was a Unix guy too in BI. You can use.
This is one of those ads when I told you before that you can have picture incorporated in as part of the ad. Oh, there's it. Or you instead of posting the pictures on top, I kind of incorporated in the whole ad, and you see it here. This is the ad itself, and then I have the HTML code with a photo bucket code for the picture, so you can see how it looks before it's posted. And then this is the post. So if you guys need a locksmith in New York, here's the number. Or you can take this whole thing out, and you can use this is what the image ad would look like without the text, and then you can customize it and put whatever you want on it. And I use photo bucket, just the easiest one. You take the image and you upload it in the photo bucket, and you copy the code, you post it where the text would go usually, and you're ready to go. It's not really that hard. It's really easy, and like Brian said, if you don't know the codes, that's fine. There's so many different websites that can translate them for you. You can make it any way you want it. So you don't have to have colors. I like colors. You don't have to have colors. You don't have to change the fonts and stuff. But this is probably as fancy as I'll go with my posts without going overboard. Brian?
Yep. No. I'm skimming the questions. So, all right, Val, help me. What else do you see here? I'm going through these.
You see, this is straight HTML ad with no text. Basically I added the phone number to the existing photo, and I uploaded in the photo bucket, and this is the whole ad. This is how it looks. This is the code from photo bucket that once you put it in here, click continue, this is how it would look like.
And somebody did have a concern. They heard that photo bucket images got ghosted. I mean, I told them to defer to you because you obviously know
right.
what you're doing.
No, what happened is photo bucket got any kind of HTML coding is no longer allowed in the categories like real estate. That's a very good question here. Let's do this. Let's take this ad, which is an HTML code ad, and let's go to housing for real estate for sale. Housing offered, real estate by owner. And I'm not sure if I'm in the right category or not. There are some sections that just won't allow you to use. Apparently this one, nope. Yeah, it will, when I do it, it will tell me that it won't allow me to use HTML picture ads in like a real estate category. And the reason why they did it is because HTML, when you do photo bucket ads, the Craigslist filters cannot read the ad itself. They cannot say what the content of the ad is. That's why a lot of people used just the picture ads because they could get away with multiple postings. Well, they're outlawed in the categories like housing and I think few more to avoid that, to avoid one realtor advertising the same house over and over because they have no way of catching you if you do that. So they just outlawed the whole thing. You can still do it in sections like service. You can do it in some of the for sale sections. So you can no longer, here, this is a good example. You can no longer, how I did colors and different fonts and different colors on the service ads. I can't do it any longer in the real estate ads. It has to be uniform. There's no options as far as coloring or anything like that in the real estate ads anymore. Anything else?
I'm looking, Nick. Any thoughts on software, PHP Junkyard, or Craigslist Ad Tracker, programs like that?
I like Craigslist Ad Tracker, and I think we used it with a couple of your clients. Just the information that it gives you, and I don't use it now because the amount of posts we posted would simply just take me too long. I can't do it anymore. But if you post your posts at home, it's a great software. It gives you an IP address of who the visitor was, what the town that the visitor came from, what was the town, what was the geolocation, gives you his IP address, gives you the time. So you can kind of, on the beginning, you can kind of see what's working for you, because those things that I'm showing you might not work for you. They might not work in New Jersey. Just because they work in Orlando doesn't mean that they will work in New Jersey. So you kind of have to figure out yourself what works for you, and I think that software helps you a lot because you can see who's looking at your ads, what kind of timing the best, what's the best time for you to post the ads. It gives you almost everything but the guy's phone number or the person's phone number that hits it, but it gives you his IP address, so you're halfway there.
All right, let's see. That was good.
And videos are a no-go, right?
No, it will take you a lot of time to build the ad with a video, and you will take them no time to take you down. Also, a lot of people are asking me about putting links to their websites on the ads. There are two reasons I don't do that. One, Craigslist does not like when you're redirecting traffic from their website to somebody else's. I wouldn't either. Two is, remember one thing, if you're charging these people per lead and you put a link to somebody's website, you're going to cost yourself a lot of money because now those people are redirected to their website. You have no way of charging the person for the lead because you just redirected somebody straight to their website with their phone number. Why would you do that?
Yeah, good point, man. All right, I'm looking, you guys. Val, help me. You see other questions I missed? Here's one from Mike Bryan saying
Yeah, I'm going through.
90 miles from Chicago. Do you see that one? But I cross state lines. Do you think that makes a difference?
No, the state lines, it won't matter. The distance is more important than the state lines. They don't have the state lines in any kind of a form of monitoring it. So I don't think the state line matters as much as the distance itself.
Jeff just said, I'm the guy with the locksmith client that Nick just showed us. I just got a a nice phone lead. This stuff works. Thanks, Jeff.
Perfect. That's that's funny. I'm glad to hear it from Jeff. Jeff was I'm glad he did. We kind of started and we were all worried because the first 2 days we had no phone calls, and then, like I said, it was kind of a crazy time because of the holidays. So good job, Jeff. I'm glad I could help.
Hey, Nick, is there like a certain amount of population size that you like to work in? Is there some cities that might be too small, or how can you tell?
It kind of works both ways, and that's a great question, because we've been saying that, the city's over 1 million. That's correct, but don't forget that your competition in a city of 1 million is going to be huge. So sometimes the smaller markets work better than the bigger markets because you don't have 35 roofers. I want to show you something. Let's say city of Atlanta, which is, it's my favorite, obviously. Now look at these. Now these are all mine. But look how many ads, how many roofing ads they're having.
Those are all you?
The ones in red are mine, yes. Those are all mine. But this is today. Look how many total roofing ads are on Craigslist in Atlanta. 2,147, and that's crazy. Do you know what kind of effort it takes for you to be, look, I posted this ad today, I'm on the second page. This ad is no longer good. Nobody. The second page is the best page to hide the body because nobody's looking at it. But that's a big market. You like that one? That's my favorite line. The second page is the best page to hide the body because nobody really looks at it. I mean, how many times you looked at something and you got as far as second page? Now, to keep you on the first page, it takes 30 ads a day in Atlanta alone to keep somebody on the first page.
Is there a town that would be an area that would be too small that you wouldn't target?
It's funny, yes. Northwest Georgia, you would think that it would be a good market. Let me show you something. The total ads for roofing in Northwest Georgia is 100. Now, we were just in Atlanta, it was 2,100. Right. So you're talking about small market, and this is 10 minutes from Atlanta. You're in Northwest Georgia. And look at the difference. I posted the ad on the 29th of December, and it's still on the first page. Now, this is the market that if you only want to advertise in that market, you probably won't get many phone calls. So you have to kind of look at the niche, go to Craigslist, go to the town that you're thinking about advertising, and put your niche. There's 100. There's 100 ads for landscaping in Northwest Georgia. Now let's take the same landscaping and let's go to Atlanta. And we have 1,531. So you kind of have to find a balance in between. If you want to do landscaping in a big town, it might be a little bit difficult, especially when you're just starting. So find that perfect medium. Find that town that, that your 3 posts a day will make a difference. I think that Orlando is a perfect example. Orlando is just ideal town. No matter how many ads we post in Orlando, we get a lot of response because it's not big enough, and yet it's a big market for for roofers, for auto detailing, for mobile repairs, and we always have great response in town like Orlando.
Makes sense.
All right, Nick, are you using one account to post the 30 ads a day or 10 ads in 3 accounts? That was Sherry asking.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. I have close to 1,600 Craigslist accounts. I, I have them assigned. I really have them assigned more by geolocations than anything else, because I have computers that are basically non-stop operating on that proxies. I have a computer that is 100% designated for Dallas. I have a lot of clients in Dallas. With that computer comes 300 different Craigslist accounts. And I don't care what account I'm using to post, different niche, because that whole thing is designated for Dallas. So then I don't have to worry about anything else. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Sherry just wanted to clarify if you're doing 30 ads a day or 10 ads in 3 accounts. So is it one account with 30 ads, or do you have?
Yeah, no, you can't do 30 the same ads in one account. No. I have some accounts that have been created close to 2 years ago that I think they're kind of grandfathered me in, and I, when I have the one account that I have most ads on is I have close to 40 posts on one account. But that account's been created 2 years ago, and I think it kind of slipped through the cracks. If you have an account that you're able to post 8 to 10 posts to, you're doing a good job. And and those accounts don't cost anything, so it's not like I'm upset if I can only post 3 ads out of one account. That's fine.
All right. Let's see.
George wants to know if you lose contractors once they find out you're posting on Craigslist, if they want to try and go and do it themselves.
That's a good question. I've had that happen before. Absolutely, and everybody will. They think they can post their own ads, let them. But now when they call you back next month, just make sure you raise the price on them. Because I have yet to meet the contractor that is able to sit there and post his ads during a day, because he's out on the road doing the job. Now, does it make sense for him to hire somebody just to post ads for him? No, that's where you come in. I had a roofer that told me I could post my own ads, and he called me 2 weeks later. He says, I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, Sid, give me a few more minutes. I think Sid is missing us because...
Yeah, the only guy I know goes to Vegas and wants to call us all day.
I think he's calling me to let me know what time to pick him up from the airport.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up in a second. We're going to do 5 more calls. This was kind of a 101 call to level set. Why don't we take the last couple questions, Nick? And Val, if you check the chat box, I sent you a message. And
if I can, Brian, and I apologize if I made you guys wait. I've been overwhelmed with the emails. And I want to thank you for understanding. I mean, you all been just so nice, and I really appreciate it, and so nice working with you. And if you have any questions, please understand, I do not mind helping you setting up everything. I'm not here to sell my services. I'm grateful that you guys want to work with me. But if you want to do it on your own, email me, and I will answer all your questions. I will help you set everything up from scratch if that's what you need. So, I'm here to help you guys. So if you need anything, if you want to know where I get my contacts from, just email me. I'll shoot you over an email. That's
the other thing, guys, don't forget to get into the Facebook group, because I see Nick posting in there all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point, you guys. So make sure you do that. And the other thing is, Tim was asking about the auto loans. Tim, I don't know, and Nick hasn't done it. So you guys, Tim asked a really good question. In automotive, when you place ads for dealers, you have to pay now to post cars, $5 per ad.
Right.
Now, Nick, if you posted an auto finance in that section, would you get out of paying?
No, you have to pay.
So you can post an auto finance, just not in the auto section for free, right?
Right. There is another section for it. There is a section, the service section.
Called finance or something, right?
And then, yes, there is a financial section here, and all the loan people are advertised here. You see, right here. That's loan that helps you pay ad valorem taxes.
Got it.
You know, and those guys post now in the service section versus automotive section because, like you said, it costs $5.
All right, Nick. Val's going to take the last few questions, you guys. I have a client call actually that I am officially late for. So Nick and Val are going to wrap it up. Val, I love it. I mean, there's some really good questions. You guys, just my last comment is somebody just said, tell everybody not to try to steal Nick's clients. I don't really think anybody in here would do that, but it actually did happen in another group a few weeks ago, so that's where it came from. We try to have a level of trust where we share things. So just remember, treat everybody's personal and client information the same way you would want yours treated. That's all. And we all work together.
Right, and you know what the bottom line is? If somebody will choose you over me and you're better than I am, God bless you, you know. So,
What's the time of the next call, Brian?
There's one tomorrow. I don't know the time. None of them are duplicates, you guys. There's different topics on each call. I would have to look. Let me see if I can see it right now. I can. It is. Come on. It is. I'm trying. Now, the next call is January 8th and 9th. There's 2 next week. Actually, there's 3 next week. 8, 9, and 10 next week.
So there's a big chance that on January 8th, you might be the one that has no voice left after a big game. Huh?
Yeah, that'll be Sid and you and Val. But yeah, January 8th, 9th, and 10th. I will be in the airplane that day. And what we did is we did 2 in the evening, you guys, on the 8th and the 9th. And in the daytime, again, at 2 o'clock on the 10th. And then just to change it up, on January 22nd, we got an 11 a.m. and then a 2 p.m. for the 6th call on January 24th. But no, all the content is different. It's not the same thing every time.
People, I think there's a little confusion. The call tomorrow is not about
The call tomorrow was moved as far as I know.
No, the call tomorrow is not on Craigslist. It's about retargeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, Val. Yeah, that's exactly. Thanks. All right, I'm gonna jump and do my call, Val. You got it going on.
Brian, thank you so much.
Okay, you got it. Thanks, Nick. See you guys in a few.
Hey, Nick, what is your email for everybody that you want them to contact you?
It's nickinbuford@gmail.com, and I will also post it again on the Facebook page. It's NICKINBUFORD, Buford@gmail.com.
Everybody got that? All right. Cool. Let's see if we've got any more questions that didn't get answered. You guys, and sometimes these questions fly by really fast. If I miss something that didn't get covered or you want to just ask another question really quickly, we've got about 5 more minutes and then we're going to jump off. So go ahead and ask away. But I think we did a pretty good job this time, Nick.
That's, you know, I think it's a combination of new headphones and my voice being back.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely the headphones help because you're really, really clear. It looks like, oh, I know it. There was a thing, someone had asked earlier, I meant to ask this. What about timing? Are there any times of day that you find are better?
You know, if it's a regular business, Val, you know, that is open, let's say from 10 to 6, I try to spread my posts for the time that is, you know, the business is open, but that's where that software comes in very handy, the Craigslist tracker, because it might be different in different areas. You know, I know that up north, you know, with the weather, a lot of businesses kind of shifted the way that they're open and stuff. So, you know, it might be different in your location than it is here. You know, I can tell you that Orlando, you know, Florida, Texas, Atlanta, most of the calls come in, you know, in the middle of the day. but we have a lot of calls that come in at 4. We have plumber calls that come in, 24 hours. We actually had 12 emergency calls for plumbers in Orlando and Dallas yesterday that came in after 10 p.m. So you just never know, really. But if you post 3 ads a day and you spread them equally between 2 hours apart, you should be fine.
That makes sense.
For me, the main more important than hours. You remember when I showed you the roofing ads? Try to keep your posts on the first page, and I think that's the main goal, is that you can post every 2 hours, every 3 hours. It really doesn't matter. Try to monitor your post and make sure that if you pull, oh, I just misspelled roofer. Huh? But make sure that your post is on the first page so people can find you. It's that simple, you see?
Right. And I guess you get a feel for that over time.
Right. this one here, I started posting it close to a month ago, and this is one of those posts that is reposted, that got reposted today. But I posted it early in the morning, and it's still on the first page. So I probably won't post for him again until I see that it's somewhere on here. You see those 3? I have to, as soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to have to repost these guys before they fall to the second page.
Nick, can you spell out your email again? I'm going to go ahead and type it right here in the chat.
Sure, it's NICK IN B as in boy UFORD. Nick in Buford at gmail.com.
Okay. Like that. Now everybody should see that. Let's see. We've got. Can you go over your services again? You charge monthly, $189 to $250, and it's based on
the amount of ads and locations. Some people have offices in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, but it's the same business, and they want me to post for both. Then it would be a little bit more than if you have one office, one location, and just want 3 posts a day. Okay. It starts from $189. That covers average of 3 posts a day in one location for one niche.
Oh, this is a good question, actually. Does Craigslist Tracker or any other software tell you when your ad drops off the first page, or do you have to watch it yourself?
No, you have to watch it yourself. And if you post for first couple of days, you will kind of know that it takes about 3 hours in Atlanta for a roofer to fall off on the second page. And on the other hand, in Northwest Georgia, you can post a week ago and you're still gonna be on the first page.
Okay. Well, I think we should wind up now. So I want to thank you, Nick, for
Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, and you guys too. Also, remember to get inside the Facebook group, because again, Nick and Brian and I and Sid are in that room helping you guys out. So jump on there, and we will see you on the 8th then.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. You're great, right. And thank you for your help, Val.
Okay. Bye-bye.